I wish now to reveal a lot more of who you are, even if it can happen with a lot of YouTube channels. People have an aversion to the presenter on that channel. For example, Jason of Archaics, a lot of people say they can't take to him. Again, this is internal work. You're feeling in sensations the body is telling upon the mind, because you think, you've made a judgment, you've assumed or you've presumed. Hear what's said. Hear what you're feeling. It's about stepping into the unknown. You're having a reaction to this is an uncomfortable feeling because you're not prepared to sit in the pain. Because that needs to be examined. Why is this feeling coming up? What is this strange sensation I now have that I'm expressing as anger or a negative reaction to? What is it in me that I've got this feeling inside? Where is it coming from? What's causing it? There's truth to be found in anything across any channel. Even the ones that can be called out, like Billy Carson and this whole thing with wrongly dating Atlantis to 9,000 whatever ridiculous years ago, when it's clearly shown by Archaics that it's a day count system. You're in 2 days world. It's often spoken about, it's a perception of duality, polarity, and seen as, oh, don't do that. I say the opposite. I'm again doing the unthinkable. I'm saying, yes, do see both sides. Sit in the middle, be the watcher again. It's the greatest gift if you can see something presented from the system, the material side. Consider what is that based on and what is the real spiritual message that is in that. That's signs by the day. It could be seeing number sequences. It could be seeing on a car registration. Something that catches your eye. Not your eyes, your eye. Because what is it that catches your eye? Is it a sudden movement? Is it a flash of colour of, say, a ladybird or a red rose that catches your eye? Is it an advert with bright colours? Here's another one. Is this coincidence? Las Vegas, associated with casinos and glitz and lights, fake wealth, because this reality is illusion, it's illumination, it's not the true light. Las Vegas, you have a vagus nerve, hopefully, that connects the heart brain to the mind brains, but if a baby's head is pulled, it can, during the birth process, it can snap that nerve. It creates a narcissist that's with a severed connection. But again, I'm going to do the unthinkable, say thank you to the narcissists, because they've come into this game to play your polar opposite, or to show you that there is a polar opposite to it. I know that I've displayed narcissistic traits, but in that I can testify that I've overcome that. I've taken on the sins of this world and I've transmuted them. Do I need to spell it out what I'm saying? I'm saying I am God. That can sound very egoic, but what I'm saying of this that you see before you, I'm just your reflection. It is within you as well. It's not about making anybody special, but there is such a thing as a human race. It's not a race as in a sport where you are competing against each other. You're trying to be the first. You're playing the part of Moses to lead an exodus, an exit out of this reality, out of this timeline. So we don't see a phoenix weapon. We see a direct energy empowerment. As I've explained in the last video, a weakness can be turned into a strength. There's no shame in crying. How many people said, oh, you shouldn't cry? Why shouldn't you cry? Why should I suppress something that needs to come out? Consider this. This is also prompted by a brilliant a seed that's been planted that's been an enormous help to this video. The sponge. It absorbs water, does it not? It's expressed that water holds memory. What happens when the sponge can take no more? Consider those questions in terms of the brain. The physical brain is described as being a spongy-like substance. Secret societies, brain excretions, secretions. There is a secret society to which you are the one. Because I can relate to how you feel because I'm your family, so I'm related, so I can relate to you. I can have an inner standing from an experience of what a panic attack is like. Do I know exactly how you feel that panic attack? All I can do is describe my experience of it, the sensations and the signs of, look for the signs. I'm feeling a butterfly in the stomach. The body is going into a panic attack thing. Right, let's have the safety catch on this one. That's the gun you fire. So again, I'm saying kill in the sense of the internal, kill the negative thoughts. You disarm them is probably a better term. You take away their power. You acknowledge them. It's okay, I hear you. But I'm not sitting in judgment. I'm weighing things up inside. Then I'm making an informed decision, rather than an incision. You're remembering, you're reminding yourself, you can't say rehearting because it's coming from the heart. The armour of God. Oh, there's that word God. Have you put a judgment? It's an umbrella term, an oversoul you can call it. The true power, whatever you want to call it, true power, anything. The devil's always in the detail. It's not the label that we apply to it, it's the source that we're talking about of everything. It is within you for you to find. I can give you relatable experiences, it will resonate with some, it will strike a chord in you. So when it's seeming an unpleasant sensation, examine it. Do you know it to be true, that feeling that is being presented? Is it your interpretation of that feeling? Now consider also interpretation with scriptures, for example. Another tough topic I'm going to touch on in this, because I know there will be a lot more out there that feel a guilt if you've had to leave your nearest and dearest in the physical connected sense. But as I explained it, 3 children you've sort of basically said goodbye to them, but you've actually found you have 144,000 sons. True wealth. What an exchange. Look at what you redeem. Look at what comes back and how manyfold it comes back from that. Is anything such a bad thing? There's a death that has occurred. There's a relationship that has been severed. It's been strained. I don't think I mentioned this in the last video. So, as much as you are one of the watchers, ideally, observer of self, internally, with a mind's eye, you're also a fallen one, because you've had to go through the experiences of the negatives to be able to climb out of again. But consider the roots of your hair on your head. Hairs have roots. You have two soles on the bottom of your feet. This is upside down world. That, I feel, is very evident in the things that appear crazy, the things that the system seems to do that goes against the most hyperlogical thing where everybody could have abundance, but it creates the haves and the have-nots. It's the first divide and conquer. It is following a tree of life pattern. If you think of a tree with the way branches come from the trunk and also the root system, as above, so below. As is folded over, you've got your nervous system, you've got your arteries, you've got your veins. Do they not resemble branches without leaves on? Consider Adam and Eve, the fig leaf, what that really represents. So you're seeing the bare tree, you're seeing the bare basics. You're seeing the skeletal structure, shall we say, in the wood of the tree. You're not seeing it with the foliage. You're having a different level of perception with it. Damn, this is good, because this is just flowing. I didn't think this through. I'm letting it come. But that expression with a young child, oh, you're not really crying, or to get the sympathy votes, oh, don't start turning the waterworks on. See the negative connotation and how that's accepted. But what about turning the waters on when you've got a panic attack sensation which you're in control of, that you can now release slowly to just enough of a degree, 33 degrees maybe, because if it wells up it must therefore go through 33 vertebrae. Would that be a dream? Would that be Jacob going to pineal, activating the pineal? Now the light is not escaping from you because it's being siphoned off from you. You're now emitting the light. You are a light emitting diode. Diode. You're singing to the living death, not the negative separation of material from spirit. Stop fighting, you twos. You're killing something inside yourself, which is a draconian measure. See, there's a negative draconian. Again, forget about the outside. Forget about shape-shifting in the physical. But collectively, I stand by this statement, that if the collective is given a script, i.e. through any form of media, and enough people believe that and feel that, they will create that monster in the material world. It stands to re-sun, not reason from the conscious mind. It's not thinking. It's doing the Un-think-Abel. See, by slowing it down, by changing the intonation, how you now hear unthinkable and Un-think-Abel. I am totally in sane. Now there's another example of it. Again, it comes back, if you can point to it and see it from multiple angles, or there are multiple angles in which to see that still life. Be still and know that I am. There's your still life. And being able to assess it, to weigh it up, to see it from all angles, to walk all the way around it and look at it from every cardinal point and see if that pineapple is bigger than the cherry. Reminder in the mind has just popped in. The song start again. The song Let Her Go by Passenger. The question asked in the description, can you identify who the her is? This is a great test, and it's more in a positive sense. It's not a song, it's a chant. Because it's quite repetitive. We learn by repetition. Only see the light when it's burning low is the opening words. That's when you feel the disillusion with this world, because it is all illusion, it's false light. It's illumination, it's not light. It's the outplay, it's the magnetism, it is the loss of energy in an atomic bomb depiction, like the Robert Oppenheimer. I can't get the words out. And look how it looks like a brain, or that classic mushroom cloud. Look at what's really being expressed there. Don't see it as something negative and destructive. There is beauty in destruction when you have a different perspective on what you perceive as destruction. It's not a bad thing any longer, I would suggest here. There was something I was going to say. Yes, we're doing the breakdown of Let Her Go. Only miss the light when it starts to snow. Well, consider snow. It can be blinding white. You're blinded by the light. But again, it's illumination. But it's about living in the moment and appreciating what is around you. You only miss it when you're running out of it, when you have a lack mentality and scarcity. Only hate the road when you're missing home. You've taken the long way home. But look at the beauty in that, because I'd like to see your portfolio. Your portfolio is all those things that you think were mistakes, were things done to you, people you would hold and perceive as your enemy. That person hates me. Thank them. They've shown you a perspective in an effort for you to see it inside yourself and see the bigger picture and what is really being displayed to you for you to decode. It's decoding the matrix, you could say. The numerology is a big part. It's like what is it, the telegraph, when they had that before telephones, and it's just a long thin piece of paper with a message on it. So every phone number, every address, everything, which brings me back to this samadhi music healing. Those 40 or so people that were there, I could fit those faces to people I've known in school years and subsequent. And I was thinking how beautiful everybody looks almost the same, and yet some had green eyes, some had brown eyes, some had a darker shade of brown skin, because does that look white to you? You know, paler, like there, but still not white. A stupid thing. Again, it's perception. Do you see colour? Do you see the deeper beyond the actual, what you perceive as a colour? Do you see the deeper meaning in that colour? Do you internalise? How do you feel about what you see in, do you like green? What's your favourite colour? Resonance inside yourself, it's striking chords. It is the body telling on the mind. There's your church bells, internalised. The bells ring out, is the jubilation. That's your jubilee. So I ask you again, who are you? Don't tell me my name is. I'm not interested in your name. But obviously, individualised, it does help. So I'm not going to give you a negative one on that one either. But I'm not maybe going to remember the name as such consciously, but I will remember your energy. Same as this beautiful event. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. It was a beautiful afternoon and evening, but it was in the moment that I've recorded it all with these. And I can just bring it back. I can replay it over and over. Do we not replay and play out scenes of, I wish I'd have said that in that argument, I wish I'd had the last word, this is a smart comment, I would have come out on top, I would have been the victor in that battle of verbiage, verbalizing, verbal diarrhea, chatter, chatter, chatter. Defending this, defending that. Show me these lines that tells you where Portugal becomes Spain, Spain becomes France, and the rest of it. Do birds, rabbits, whatever, cross these black lines on maps? Is that not just a conception? Is it real? Is it even displayed in this reality? What do you see? Where are you looking? Car keys again. The things we look for are always in the last place. We're looking externally for answers. They will give you clues, yes, but you need to reflect on them and switch. The polarity, the left goes right in the mirror. It can't do anything unless you do something. So you have to do something with that reflection, that you're getting what you're taking in with these two eyes. They're just recording their cameras. The all-seeing eye of the God or the Oversoul. It is that one, you know. So coming back to Phoenix event again, direct energy, but it's not a weapon. It's a weep on. You're not going to be laser beamed by this device. Nothing's going to hurt you. It's been shown to you in the Matrix film, those bullets just stop. They can't penetrate your firmament. You're individualized in your world. In your universe, you are like an inverse Russian doll, effectively. The more you can put ripples out from your stone, there's your cornerstone. That is what you seek. From that, there is interest. Now you've built a solid foundation on which to build love. If you're not interested or you're just half-hearted, you don't put your entire soul and spirit into that feeling that you're now projecting out. Brings me back again to Samadhi, seeing the artists at work. What do I mean by that? The ones going around filming it. The organiser of the event who spent 6 weeks putting that one afternoon and evening together. Seeing the sheer pleasure on his face. Living that dream. In his element. Elohim, meant. E is energy. One stone, Einstein. E equals energy. In this as well, referencing to find that foundation stone in yourself on which to build not a Tower of Babel. You are the Titans. It's not a Titanic. It's flipped out over in the story. As a Titan, think about an everyday experience. How is it expressed about you're now this spotty teenager in the first time in the nightclub. All the boys are this side, all the girls that side. Who's going to break the ice first? Think of that in a metaphorical and what is shown in that Titanic story. The Titanic was sunk, the Titans were sunk, the Titans are back. This is a new world order, not the negative one. The Titans are here, this is real. The speeding up is happening in the metaphysical with the Saturn returns coming earlier. People, or you beings, are the younger being, in the younger avatars in this present time on this timeline. You're getting a far smaller portfolio to carry, or you've had compressed experiences because you are a Time Lord, you're collapsing time. This is something I am proposing that we do in what we bring about collectively. By feeling the phoenix you wish to feel, what fire do you wish to rise from the ashes? If everything is an internal, an inside job, where's the phoenix, I ask you? External or internal or both? As within, so without. Must it be, it must be. To quote Beethoven. And I love the wordplay of, they said he couldn't write music. Did he listen? For anybody that may not know, I'm not going to say, what, you don't know that? Well, how much do we all not know? I'm not going to look down on you. So Beethoven was deaf. So the idea of a composer writing music who's deaf. And I'm saying it without judgment. I'm not looking down on you because you don't know this. I'm saying thank you to you because I'm imparting something that I feel will benefit you, to give you a new perspective, to give you another angle of light, another angel on your side. We do this for each other. We build up our army of light, our angles of light, our angels of light, when we can see and begin to see from an all-round higher perspective. So what you're actually looking down on, to put it in a physical sense, is that still life, that fruit bowl. But you're able to move around and see it from all angles, because you're looking at it in the literal material, physical, as you're looking down at the object. It's the same object, just seen from different angles. But it would be stupid to look from underneath if it's on a solid surface, unless you can penetrate through that. Because no one sees the Father except through the Son, through the gut feeling, which the through has to pass through the heart, because the mother raises the son that raises the child. In the physical expressed as the wife, the female counterpart in the relationship, stays at home and is the homemaker, is the rock, the very center of that family, of that home. Therefore, from that, it's not much of a decode as to see and understand about being heart-centered. The armor of God is, armor in French is love. That is the armor you wear. Life keeps us blind, love keeps us kind, to quote that Linkin Park song again. Right, that's another 30-minute video. So I wanted to say more about the music venue as much as anything else, and just expand Jupiterian age, or Venus age, want to expand upon ways of saying it to show you the way. So you know the way for yourself, to help empower you. The N key. I'm helping you find those lost car keys in the best way I feel I can. So I ask you, what Phoenix events do you wish to witness? What do you want to be the watcher to? How do you perceive watchers? How do you perceive Draconians? How do you perceive Greys? How do you perceive anything? Can you see it from both sides? Can you weigh things up in the heart? Can you consult with all those feelings in the body? Do you understand the language of love that's going on inside yourself? What is being communicated? The dialogue that is going on? Dialogue. You're killing the script that was where you're being coerced into, and you're overwriting it, or you're going back to the original script, shall we say. All roads lead to Rome. Me or what? Where do you put the emphasis on anything? Where do you weigh things up? Unconditional love to you all.